know search engines are the door to the internet. I don't know about how many of you here, but 50% of the population would say they start their internet experience with a search engine. So they go on the internet and write the search engine. Because you just can't remember all the names of the sites. Gone are the days when you've got managing a list of favorites. You're going to go to the search engine. And most of the time, about a third of searches are actually navigation. You know what you want. You want a brand, you want a website, you know. You just want to get there. You're using the search engine as a means to an end. And that's fine. And what we've got to do there is we've got to bring out the information that you're going to need once you obviously are looking for that website, that particular service, right into the first page. And I'll give you an example of that in a second. The other thing we know is that search engines are absolutely critical when it comes to retailing. You know, it's one of, if you take navigation to Facebook, Google, Bing, Rottmaier, MSN, all of that aside, then you're looking at about 15% of downstream traffic from search engines going to retail, you know, branded, particularly department stores. They get an awful lot of traffic, and we're seeing that on the rise. But that's about 15%, which is pretty weighty. We also can see it's very cyclical. So around Christmas time, what people are searching for is very different to what people are searching for, let's say, in mid-June. So it's something to look out for, you know. When are people searching? What are they searching for? Who are they searching for at different times of the year? Okay, so then when we look at destination sites, we can also see that often enough, people will go to your website. I mean, your website now is actually the first touch point to your brand. And people will go to your website before they come to you offline most of the time. So it's really important to make sure that, you know, your offline and your online experience is absolutely in sync. So I'm just going to give you some examples. So here's a couple of examples of what we're doing in Bing. And obviously Bing is a search engine, and Ciao is an integral part of that search engine, providing a lot of the shopping, comparison shopping, review, etc. functionality. So here's a great example, Amazon. You know, love Amazon, buy a lot of stuff from Amazon. But how do I get a phone number quickly? It takes about 5 clicks. So what you can see here is that we're starting to pull things out like the customer service number, the links that you're more likely to go to if you've got an offer, if you know, your most popular link is electronics or books. Also helping you search directly from this. So if you type in, you know, a particular product, then that will take you straight to the place where you can find it on Amazon's website. The other thing is obviously reviews. We talked about the importance of possibly bringing out that content that you're looking for on the search engines into the first page of results. So the second example I've shown you, there's an instant answer. So it's something we're doing in Bing. You know, other search engines do it too, but particularly like how we're pulling that together in Bing. Well, certainly that's what our consumers have said. You know, you're shopping for a can of Neos, you can see there, rating, 4 out of 5. Yeah, it's a pretty good product. I'm going to go on and find out a bit more about that. You can also see offers. So, you know, if I've been in the store and I found, you know, it's a certain price, then I can go on the website and I can see straight away, yeah, I could probably get that cheaper and it's probably worth browsing around. Similarly on destination sites, what you're seeing again is the importance of rich content, imagery, certainly where can I buy this product, how can I compare this product. All of those features are starting to find themselves organised in a much more efficient way on destination site. We want to make it easier for you to make more informed decisions. The other thing that's important, and I'm going to hand off now to Markus to go through, is again that whole issue of trust. You know, who are you going to trust to tell you that information? So is it the manufacturer's specification? Is it friends and family, etc.? So what you're starting to see is the prevalence of brand. Now, I want to look for a brand, but also they're looking for other information to help them make a decision. So I'm just going to hand off to Markus, who can tell you a bit more about the community and the importance of the consumer voice when looking for information.
So hello again. In the second part of this presentation, I'd like to talk about some new trends such as the importance of the consumer's voice out there, and how it changed actually the consumer's behavior. Since everybody started voice out there, this topic becomes more and more relevant in our day-to-day business as an advertiser, marketer, and publisher. About 2 years ago, I was visiting one of the retail conferences in the US. Back then, everybody was talking about communities, web social media, recommendation marketing, etc. It was clear at that point that this is going to play a major role in the future of the foreseeable future of our industry. I'd like to share some figures and facts with you today, and this slide you see right here shows exactly how important it is to analyze the user's voice in the right direction. Let me highlight the fact that 81% of the online buyers use reviews via a purchase decision. More than 70% of the people trust peer-to-peer reviews more than any other source of information. Well, the challenges we are facing right now is how can we utilize the consumer's voice for your brand and product? I want to tell you a story about last week's Tech conference in San Francisco I've been visiting. There was this Dave Snyder who was talking about, or he did a presentation about how social media actually has an impact on search results. This was sort of a showcase. It was more like a worst case scenario, I would say, but it clearly showed that social media can become a boomerang to companies who don't monitor their presence out there on the social web. So David was traveling to Tel Aviv for about 2 months, and after he returned, a $7,800 bill from his cell phone provider Verizon was waiting for him at home. So after going back and forth with his provider and not getting anywhere, he decided to post his negative experience on Facebook and Twitter. Of course, guys like David have lots of followers, lots of peers in this kind of social environment. And within 2 weeks, it turned out that more than 100 people had almost made the same experience that they did with the same company. So they kind of, made comments on this post. They posted, their negative experience themselves. And to make a long story short, I mean, where this is going. After for around 2 weeks with the search from Verizon and Verizon International plan, all these negative posts and comments from David and his peers showed up at the first 6 organic search results from various search engines. So the reason why I'm telling you the story is basically you've got to make sure that you keep track of your presence in the social media out there, because if you don't, somebody else is going to do it, and I'm not sure if you're going to like this.